Me did Yanyanta Chua, and maybe I'm discovered for you, Pakuma Busia for Ghana. No, me use tap send. Tap send. No fee mobile money transfer. Eye easy, eye convenient, eye fast, and sounds so free. Won't you she? Me discover ye map him. Tap send. Intienne. Also download the tap send app. No, ever mobile phone so free. Na first Kakomo Busia for Ghana for na. Tap send. Papa no.
Everybody check now. Check it. Check it. The beat is real. Don't wait, make it kill ya. Get your green select glucometer and check it. Sugar level, check it. Check it. Green select glucometer. Check it. Put sugar level for check it. Check it. Reselect glucometer. Everybody check now.
This advert has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Black Sherrif seems to be in trouble. Maybe he'll be out of it. Let's go watch a video in which he said, Kweku Frimpong at the Asembaba. Na asem no sa abao se mayo. When we open up the conversation, we are going to read the writ of summons that have been served him. We're going to read that as early as possible that has been served him, and we know what will be happening. And I want you guys to wait for it. As it stands now, we don't know whether Black Sherrif will be responding within the 8 days that he has been given or not. Because the letter says that within 8 days he has to respond, so they know what they are doing, whether they are going to court, whether they are going to settle the issue out of court or whatever. And again, there are some restrictions that have been put on Black Sherrif, that he cannot perform, he cannot sign deals, his streaming money should come to the former label that is pursuing him, and more. Whether my people are prepared and charged up for this particular one, we are going to do a beautiful discussion. This is the Sami Flex Show. We are live on Base One TV. Alright, so we just watched the music video in which Black Sherrif said, Kweku Frimpong the Asem Beba. Asem no, minim se no anaba na ananse baku bi betimi aba. And channel Sambeka say, who never F up hands in the air. And nobody was able to show a hand because nobody has F'd up before. Alright, so what is really going down? Like I said, my main question this morning to my panel members will be, what are some of the possible dangers that are likely to come into the career path of Black Sherrif at this stage? Now that he has been served, it is in the news. Everybody is discussing that in the showbiz space. Now that he has been saved, what are some of the dangers, the possible dangers that will come his career path? And J Smart will start this discussion for me. Jay, yes, let me give you like some 5 minutes. Let me get your opinion on this.
Okay. First of all, I think this Black Sherrif and then Chapwin, right?
Chawin Consort. Chawin
Consort, yeah. I haven't spoken much on it. And then I've realized this issue too is in the public domain, like everybody giving their opinions, which is very good. But one of the notions that I think is going on, or people are painting pictures as in when you try to speak some for the investor, it look as if you hate Black Sherrif.
Yeah, that's true.
Which I think, from my position or where I'm coming from, I think is very, very unfair. Especially when we last start here and then have conversation and then did mention of artist investor confidence. We should be able to secure that and then make sure we maintain it as time goes on, so that it will attract or other people who just follow suit and then try to venture into our space, because a lot of musicians need this management staff, they need investors to really push them to take their career forward. Now, moving on to the substantive issue. This actually will worry Black Sherrif in a lot of ways, and to a larger extent, disturbing almost every up-and-coming artist that is coming. One of the ways that I feel this could worry Black Sherrif is even the current record label that he's been signed on, which is Empire. Maybe decided to terminate the contract. It is very possible for Empire to just disassociate itself with Black Sherrif.
They've not made their money yet, too.
But it is very possible. You see, they've not made their money yet, but looking at the rate that has been saved, we don't know whether Black Sherrif has received it yet or not. But then, should he receive it, and then
I think he has received
yes,
it.
and then
before it will leak. Whoever is leaking it will make sure they've gotten it before they leak it.
yeah. So
That's how I know it is done.
okay. So now we can only presume that he has received the rate. And so you said something that they've not made their money yet, and they may end up even losing more if they don't advise themselves. They may sit down and then do their calculations and then realize that if they don't draw back, they may even end up losing more or making a lot of investment and may not even get the refund or get maybe the dividends, the benefits they are supposed to get, which is very possible. And so if that happens, then it means that Black Sherrif in this case definitely is going to lose from his former management, and then even with the Empire deal, and going forward, because his talent definitely will still be intact, he will suffer on the way, because if this happens, it will serve as precedence whereby other labels whatsoever would not be happy to associate themselves with him. And so all of this are some of the things that Black Sherrif need to watch. I think Black Sherrif and his team didn't act very smart. They didn't add any sense of intelligence to the whole issue when it started or when it came up. You see, sometimes musicians, usually musicians, when they come into the limelight and then they get the followers, that the followers are behind them in everything that they do, they seem to forget any other decision makers that made them who they are, which is very wrong. The moment they feel that, okay, we are in the limelight and then have the public sympathy, they feel they can do whatever they like. After all, they have their fans there that will come at, because I sleep on social media, that's where I do my everything. And you realize sometimes people, the kind of comment and write-ups people put out, especially even concerned. You see, we have a lot of musicians, a lot of public figures in this country that are really in the limelight, but even sometimes what to eat is a problem. In our part of the country here, it is very difficult, very difficult to have some of these people come up and they be like, okay, so we want to sign you, we want to invest in you. You see, rightfully, even if you are a movie producer, you are an actor, actress, you should have a label, a record label that will manage or will oversee everything that you do, that will invest in you. But in our part of the world here in Ghana, it barely happens. It barely happens. And so you realize that somebody who rise into fame and then even what to eat will be a problem. So if you should really follow the conversation that led to a chap coming into Black Sherrif's story, you realize that it is almost in line with that. And so Black Sherrif could have managed this in a very intelligent way, that he shouldn't have forgotten where he was coming from. Especially, you see, should you look at the contract between Chap and then Black Sherrif, you realize the man actually had Black Sherrif at his own interest, and almost all the talking Black Sherrif and his RBA team are doing, you realize that they are not really putting out stuff that really shows that, okay, so maybe our management their former label was maybe treating them in a manner in which they didn't like.
Yeah.
That is why
Yeah.
they wanted to leave.
They've not shared anything like that.
Anything like that, and then they've not been able to at least bring out points that will let us know that okay, at least these people have case too. Yeah, but almost everything that comes out is as if they are rather running from the old management, probably for their own selfish interest, of which nobody knows. But you see, this matter now has become something very serious. Initially, I thought it could be solved at home, where you see, even Black Sherrif ways of answering questions with regards to the relationship between him and the former management. If you are the label boss and then you sit back, it will definitely trigger your emotions. You will get angry and then would want to at least take certain actions. When the issue came out, what everybody was saying is that if really there was a contract to effect of the signing, then they should go to court. We thank God they are in court now. But the only issue is that it may not end well for Black Sherrif, because should you look at the rate now, it is written in there that his streaming, all the money he makes from his streaming, that should be channel to the
Snap.
Yes. So what happens to Empire, and in this case, Empire's rules and whatsoever cannot supersede the court of Ghana. That is one of the things that we need to look at. That is why I'm saying that it is very necessary, it is very possible that even Empire could sit back and be like, okay, we are going to...
So let me even add that one of the things they are seeking to do, as in the former management of Black Sherrif, is to distract or to discourage, let me use that word, to discourage these foreign investors who come and they exploit some of our artists. I remember very well that they said that. So maybe before you know, the target might not even be Black Sherrif himself. They might be using him as a conduit just to get to some people they want to hit.
Yeah, and so I think this is a very good case that will serve a lot of lessons to everybody in this space. And like I did mention earlier, this will not only worry Black Sherrif, but would at larger extent have impact on almost all the musicians, especially the young ones coming. Because should you even walk to somebody, an investor, and then maybe with a contract that okay, I need you to sign me, and that is what you're going to get from me, they will always use this as a case study. And this our industry too. That is how it is. We know a lot of musicians, well-established musicians, who still go on chasing businessmen that we need you to at least give a place to sleep and all of that. It does happen. And so what is wrong for this person to be like, okay, for me putting all this money, and even the if you look at what Chapwins was giving Black Sherrif, that was
Chawins,
right? Okay, that was quite a matter.
You want to change their name to Chap? You've been saying chap. Chawins.
Thanks for the correction. That was quite a watering deal.
Yeah.
Because this is where what the company earns was 20%, and even the PRO was saying that 20% was not. The management was not even taking that 20%. So the people really was seeking your interest. And so I did not know why. You see, all boils down to the people around the artists usually.
So you see doom if they don't handle it well, right?
Of course. If they don't, for the talent, nothing can take away the talent. Of course. Nothing can take away.
Could you have a quote to that effect?
Of course.
Yeah.
But then the issue is, if nothing happens to the talent alone cannot sustain you.
Okay.
You need other hands on board, other things on deck that can push the talent. And now, because of this example, all the other things that need to come on board to push the talent will, a way or the other, move back. And then you will be standing alone. And so if that happens, then it means automatically that is going to slow you. It's very possible.
All right, thank you so much, J Smart, for that one. What do you also think will be some of the possible dangers of Black Sherrif after him being served for ignoring some of the contracts he signed with Charin's consort led by Shadrach Owusu. Some people call him Snap. I'm going to Kojo King. Let me listen to what Kojo King also said to this effect. And I would also love to read from you as well. So on WhatsApp, you can also share your views, opinions with us. Let's do it together. Yes, Kojo.
Thank you, and greetings to our viewers. I think it is very sad that we have come to this point. We all thought what started could have been settled amicably without going to test the laws.
Okay.
But this is what has happened, and I really empathize with Sherrif. Yes, as a young man rising so fast and enjoying things that you dreamt of. I think one of his interviews was he was like, he knew he would be big, but he didn't know it would be this soon. And you only heighten your imaginations, expecting greater things to come your way, and you are hit with such a case. Whatever that is happening, we believe there's been a lot of errors on the side of Black Sherrif. Yes, he said he's a young guy, so definitely you make errors, but you need to know that in this business, in this terrain, there's no comedy of errors. Yes,
I love that.
There's no comedy of errors. Yeah,
and there's no mercy for young ones.
Exactly.
These are not for the cripple. No mercy for the young ones.
No. This is a serious playground.
Yeah.
That if you want to come to party, you really prepare and come to party, because you can win big or you can lose big. So the likes of Justin Bieber, they are making it big not because of they are young. Their talent compete with everybody on the same pedestal. That is why when your song is nominated in any award scheme, we don't say this is a young person. You compete equally, then you win. So we all knew certain decisions made by Sherrif and his team was suicidal. It wasn't the best of decisions, and some of us knew what it could result in. But we thought, as young as they are, they should be listening and also make the right step to make sure that we don't get it, because where we are getting to, it is not nice for any entity, more or less an individual or an artist, to get entangled in some of these issues.
It doesn't help at all.
No, it doesn't help. Your credibility, your image,
your trust
might be dented for a lifetime.
In fact, trust issues.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because companies, organizations, and investors who want to deal with you in the near future might reconsider some of these issues. Now, when you go onto the internet and you type Black Sherrif, some of these news, Black Sherrif sealed.
Yeah.
Black Sherrif sealed.
Oh yeah, at this stage, more headlines will come.
More headlines. At the point that you are topping charts. At the point that you are winning big. Everybody is rooting for your success. And this thing comes in. So we ask, could that be avoided so that we don't get here? Yes, it could have been. In 2016 and 2018 respectively, Runtown also had a similar issue with
Nigeria's
Runtown with its management, Eric Money Entertainment. Also breaching contracts, things that he was not supposed to do. You realize he was playing gigs at the blind side of the management. He even went ahead to record songs that the management weren't aware of. Wow. And they also sued him. But fortunately for him, he went to them to plead. And they did an out-of-court settlement. So that was what saved him.
Okay.
And so Blacko, at this point, I don't want to believe certain responses that is coming out that is reported from their camp.
Yeah.
That they are saying to them they don't have any contract with Chawis. I want to treat that document.
No, that one can't even be true.
Exactly.
That one.
I want to treat
because some of us we've seen the contract.
Exactly.
Personally, I've seen the contract. I've interrogated the contract. So for anyone to say they don't have any contract with Charin's Consult is not true.
Exactly.
I've seen Black Sherrif's signature. In fact, if you want to show it on TV right now, it is possible we can show it.
Exactly.
So no one can even start that debate or argument. No, it is not possible.
So I want to just treat that document with the content that it deserves.
Good.
Now, looking at Charin's, I'm looking at an investor who is trying to push a brand, and the kind of disrespect that is meted out to him, because considering Blacko's posture and the kind of things he's saying when he goes to interviews, and when he's being asked of this issue, what is happening with your management, the kind of responses. Even the last time on UTV was like on Hit FM, he said the lawyers are handling the issues. So some of us who also know the issues at hand and knows the errors and the blunders that you have committed, and you mention like your lawyers are handling the issues, it means maybe they have something that we don't know. I want to believe
it means they are sitting on some weapons.
Exactly. I want to believe they are sitting on something that we don't know that is giving them that confidence.
I am even scared that the contract they signed, whether they have their own copy now.
Okay, that is with Charin's.
I swear.
To even review it properly.
I swear, I'm scared because I know how some of these boys, when they get on the road, the way anything at all can go bonkers for them. I'm scared. And yesterday I did a video asking them that at this stage, every little document they have on their dealings with Charin's Consult, they should go and look for it, give it to their lawyers, and let them prepare defenses to all of them. Because to them, they are fully prepared. Reason they kept long in suing. So, well, could you continue?
It's serious. So, if they have something that we don't know, then they can boast with all the confidence and walk majestically to the courts and defend their case. But on the other hand, if they don't, then they should prepare for something that would be in a good taste for their artists. I keep saying this, that most of our young artists, when you are coming into this game, we all know how you started. You can't tell me you knew about the industry so well when you started. Under normal circumstances, that is why these record labels are so important, because the grooming process that they take artists through, make sure that you understand the business aspect of it in terms of law and everything, so that when you are even moving out, you know some of the things to say and how you go about things. But look at our space. Everybody is on his or her own. You start, maybe record your songs by the help of internet. You put your songs out there. By God's grace, you wake up one day and you are a superstar. And that doesn't make you somebody who is well versed in this industry, and it matters. And that is why all the time when they are coming up, or when it dawns on you that you wake up and you are a superstar overnight, you need to make sure that at this point I need to understand certain things about the industry, and by way of consultation or bringing the people who have the expertise around you. But what do we see? Most of our guys, it is just about their friends, their chronics.
They call them their day ones.
Their boys. And the way they flaunt them, make it look like if you try to even suggest that they need people who have the know-how, it's like you are hating, or they are trying to be
they say you are encouraging them to sell out.
Exactly, to be disloyal. But mind you, contract is not about day ones. When you want to sign a contract, the terminologies and the in-depth, it is not about day ones. It's about who really understand that language. So the ability to position our day ones in the business is very key. Yes, they help you when you were nobody. Some of them go to the extent of giving you money, moral support, motivation, encouragement. So they are people that you can do away with. But understand that this is a business terrain. If that day one is not somebody who understands this game, excuse me, I'm sorry, he can't be there. Let them be in their position.
They cannot represent you.
They cannot represent you. What about there? Because everyone's in taking, following you to interviews, posting your things on social media. It is not what we are doing now. And for me, I knew that most of them, not even for court cases, I knew that some of these blunders will be happening. Because it seems like almost the new artists, all of them are rolling with their day ones. Without allowing people to even come in with
to give them some
expertise.
Yeah.
Now look at where we have ended. According to the court, if Chawis is able to make a claim that there has been an offer and acceptance, and there's been an agreement, and there's been determined the breach of contract and the damages that it has occurred onto him, then we really have a case here. And for as far as we know, that is true. Something has happened. There is a contract that you have signed. So on that level, it is sorted. Now you have been served. And the kind of things that they are demanding, I think I love the wording in the rate that they should protect the
fans.
I love that wording. You could see even in that rate, the man still has some respect, love, and passion for Sherrif, because we all know that when we review the Empire contract, we found a lot of loopholes in there. And that is why some majority of the people condemn that it is not favorable to our man. So now the courts should protect the fans from all the streamings, and also find a third party to receive all those monies on behalf of Sherrif until further notice. So you could see this is somebody who even think about Sherrif, coupled with the fact that even in the initial contractual terms, he was even making you feel at home. So now, if all these things is done, it means whatever that is going out there, whatever the contract between Empire, if the court should enforce the demands of Chawins, then it means whatever money that is coming will be protected. Then after successfully going through the process, then even Sherrif might even be benefiting. He might be benefiting from that. So he's been given 8 days to make an appearance, else the court will make a decision with or without your presence. So I want to suggest as soon as possible they should make an appearance to the court, and according to the laws, they can go for an ADR, alternative dispute resolution. Right from the pre-trial, they can opt for that. And the court can also grant that, so that they go and settle it amicably, but then making reference to the contract, because they say if you want to go for the ADR, then and there is a contract, the court should make sure that they stick to the terms of the contract. So as soon as possible, this is no time to bluff or let us see that, or look for who has messed up. Look for who hasn't messed up. Exactly. It is no time. Now I think somebody has. There's a hands up. There's a hand up. There's a hands up. Yes. So this is no time. This is a time to be calm. This is a time to accept. I think when the song was released, people were happy that yes, some of the reactions is he has accepted that he has erred. You know, he has faulted and he has accepted it. Okay, so now this is a better acceptance. By going to court and plead that you opt for an out of court settlement, then the case is brought out of court. Then amicably you make peace with them to solve it, so that we wouldn't see the next level
Okay.
Because we thought this could have been avoidable, but now we have gotten there. And it's also served as a lesson to everybody within this space, especially the young guys who are coming up, that if you need help, and now that you think you need rice, so we give you rice. Now your appetite increases and you think you need fufu. Be careful how you treat the person that gave you rice, because it also quench your hunger at a point in time. Right. So let's hope they have a good lawyer, and now the other is key. There are some lawyers who are also stubborn. They'll be like, hey, we have a case. Koja
is telling out my point. I've actually done a piece on this. It will be coming out today at 3 p.m. on Summit Flex TV, where I also listed almost everything Kojo has said. I even said they need a solid lawyer.
Yeah.
In fact, that was the word I used, a solid lawyer. Because if they are not careful and they put in any cheap lawyer, before they will know, that lawyer has been bought. And he's just following them, but he'll take information here and go and give it to the other guy. And they need to be very, very careful. Thank you, Kojo. Thank you, J-Smart. Now let me go on to Roland Amate finally. Let me listen to what he will also say will be some of the possibilities of a danger coming the career path of Black Sherrif, who has been sued by his ex-label, aka Charin's Consort, or Snap, Mr. Shadrach Owusu. Ro, let me get your opinion here before we move on to the next business.
Could you person making?
Oh, you something there from table.
That's this is very sad that we've gotten to this point. You know, litigation, as some people don't know, is quote and unquote like war. And it is expensive.
Okay.
It's expensive with us in finances and also with time. And we all know time is money.
Yeah.
So yes, you may have a good case, you may have a good backing, as in good lawyers and good representatives, very solid evidence. But wasting your precious time in litigation
it's not what you need.
It's not what you need, especially as an entity with focus and vision. It shouldn't be part of your plan. Litigation,
especially now that you have a banging song.
Exactly. So, and I am sad for both parties, for the ex-label and Black Sherrif, Team Black Sherrif. I am sad for both of them because, you see, this is one thing that scares, we all know, scares investor confidence away. And in our system, I always say that we have, as an industry or as a growing industry, we have lots of work to do, especially on how we explain what we do. Most people know what we do, but they seem not to understand what we do. Especially the people we need most, that is the government and the investors. They know what we do, they know who we are, but they don't understand what we do. They don't understand how we do our things. Therefore, as a growing industry, we owe it to them to go the extra mile to explain what we do and how we do it, including our temperament. And when some of these things happen, they don't only go a long way to scare them away or confuse them the more, but even go to affect the people who are even yet to come.
Exactly.
Recently, I saw a post on Kwame Dazi's page, and he was bigging up, is it one in cancer?
Yeah. Kwame
Cancer says the guy is very good and needs an investor. In fact, at the first reading of the post, I laughed
when he mentioned investor.
Yes, because I was like, yay, we all need investors. We all need investors. In fact, when you even go and ask Dr. Kwame Despite, he has business ideas on his table that he will tell you, minya $50 million, minya say. Everybody needs a partner. We don't operate, we can't operate in an island or in isolation.
Vacuum, yeah.
Yes, we all need people. So when some of these things happen, it is sad. But then some of the things, that's not the first time a musician is in such situation. Not only in Ghana, even outside. There are so many people who have suffered, and especially musicians, it has been detrimental to their career. some has even gone a long way to end people's career prematurely.
Yes, they couldn't bounce back again.
Yes, exactly. And no matter how big you are, this has a way of affecting you one way or the other. And me, I am concerned about there is a young growing brand, very vibrant, that people are beginning to accept, people are beginning to hail, especially corporate bodies. And we know how funny some of these corporate bodies can be.
Exactly.
Yes, Obi say, yeah, there are some people like Shatawale who has been to court up and down but are still getting ambassadorial deals. Yes, you can cite so many examples, but there are other examples that, yes, you may get certain deal, but other deals which may be higher than what you are getting,
you will not get them.
You will not get them.
And maybe someone went to court, he was able to get a deal because of a factor that you might not have.
Exactly.
A factor that you might not possess.
So you don't pitch your case against somebody's when you know you guys don't have the same, you are not doing the same thing or flowing on the same terrain. You don't do it. So yes, it is not good for Black Sherrif. I from the onset wish that it wouldn't have gotten this far, but per how things have gone now, they have 8 days to respond.
Okay.
And anybody in his right senses wouldn't want to play dodgy with something like this.
Okay.
It is very prudent, and it will be very wise for them to even respond even before the 8th day.
Okay.
Yes, there are demands in the rate that people, yes, are asking performances and even fans and streams and all that, which will probably take effect after the 8th day. That is if they don't respond.
Okay.
And I think technically it happens on working days, right? It is being judged on working days. So
yeah, 8 working days.
Yes, after you have.
Well, sometimes they can say 8 working days. Sometimes they can just say 8 days.
And it will just flow like that. Okay, so if it is 8 working days, then obviously we are looking at next week. That means he has even weekend to himself to also prepare.
Go sort it out.
Yes, go sort it out or prepare. But then, like Kojo mentioned, there are cases that people have been in the situation and have been able to do out of court settlement, have chosen the ADR and have decided to follow it to the court. In fact, it is sometimes it is not about who has a case, but it is about how peace will prevail so that everybody will have their peace of mind. So we will just urge Team Black Sherrif. Me make us say a chance with Muye. There is still, your friend is saying hope. There is still hope
that they can bounce back.
People are still, I am still giving them the benefit of the doubt that yes, you might have erred, you might have admitted, say, you did it, but then there is still that chance for you to still redeem yourself. And when you look at some of the things that were even in the rate, you can clearly see, say, this is not something that even the label, to me, when I read it, I feel this is not something that the label was even going after Black Sherrif. Because yes, recently when I saw a post of people saying, I contributed to his success, I did this, people were claiming fans here and there. I was like, yeah, people are also attributing his success now to Empire. And I'm saying that, you see, some of the people, some people's problem about this Empire deal, it's not about whether the boy is going to top chart in Sierra Leone, in USA, in whatever. It is about the boy's well-being.
Exactly.
That is what people want. We don't care whether you go and beat Jay-Z and tomorrow you will find Black Sherrif as a charity case. Then what is the essence?
Like it happened to one young actor.
What is the essence? Yes, you can win all the laurels in the world, but at the end of the day, if you don't get your peace of mind, if you are not comfortable, then what is the essence?
What do you gain?
Yes, then fans thinking how the Jaden, fans thinking how the which is something that people are fighting for. Okay. So yeah. But it is also an advice to other musicians.
Okay.
In fact, this is not new in our space. This is a growing industry that sometimes contracts here people take for granted. Even verbal contracts. Even verbal contracts.
You know that story, so I won't use it.
People take for granted. I always say that it is better. It is better, say, you have a contract of about, let's say, 1,000 Ghana cedis. It is better for you to spend 500 cedis on a lawyer to explain the contract to you and go take your 1,000 Ghana cedis than sign a contract of 1,000 Ghana cedis
and not understand it.
It is very suicidal. So please, to other musicians, this is the time. You see, the burial of the dead is
a warning to
the living. So please, this is a huge case study for the industry that we shouldn't joke with it, no matter who you are.
All right, thank you so much, Roland Amate. Thank you, J Smart, and thank you, Kojo King as well.